health and a little wealth and a lot of love.
The divide between the class systems of having availability of this medication versus what can be affordable or not.
Yeah, and I want to, this was an exact quote from the episode.
Yes, this is where we start putting those quotes in, guys.
So they say rich people get Ozempic, poor people get body positivity.
Ouch.
And
So let's say that again. Rich people get Ozempic, poor people get Lizzo is what I think they said. And then Lizzo was just a synonym for body positivity. So rich people get Ozempic, poor people get Lizzo.
And I think that it's a pretty accurate representation of just the way things are looking right now with these medications, because you see people like Oprah and the Kardashians and other stars that are at least rumored to be on these medications, and they don't necessarily meet the criteria, the FDA criteria, or even have issues that they would benefit from this. They're basically just using it for cosmetic reasons. And because
Which we'll get into that in a second.
Because they can afford it.
Right.
But people who truly need this medication, who have poorly controlled diabetes or have fatty liver disease or sleep apnea, have all of these kind of downstream effects from metabolic syndrome, but they can't afford the medication. I mean, this medication really, if you're getting the brand name medication without insurance coverage, which is very limited, it's hard to find insurance to cover it, to fully cover it, is going to be $1,200 a month. And that's more than a mortgage payment for a lot of people.
It is. And so let's be clear, though. So when Emily says that's pretty accurate, she was saying it's accurate from a rich person perspective. She's not saying that, poor people and body positivity. She's pretty much saying that the medicine is out of reach for people who want it. And the people who usually need it are from these lower income social economic communities. So it does create a more divide.
Yeah, and I think it goes beyond just the medication, which we've talked about in prior episodes, but the access to what you need to live a healthy life it's so much easier to get if you have the means and you have money, but also if you live in certain areas, versus if you don't have access to those things, then you have a hard time getting out of that situation. And poor health can also drain the wallet as well. And so if you're in and out of the hospital constantly,
right,
then you're not able to build your wealth because you're suffering from these illnesses. And so I think it's this feed forward situation where
it is,
where the rich are able to stay rich because they can afford these things, whereas the poor can't really get out of the situation.
Out of the situation that they're in. And again, what you've seen firsthand in the communities that you have served and your peers and all that are the communities that need it the most are the ones that can't afford it, which makes it really just disparate, in my opinion.
With a little health and a little wealth and a lot of love, that's the life that we live. Suits and scrubs.